We were at the baseball field watching our grandson play baseball, and the game was over, going back to the car, and then that's all I know.
And I had not a clue what had happened. I didn't know if she just passed out. She was starting to change colors a little bit then, and her lips were getting pale, but her eyes were wide open and her fists were clenched. And I just couldn't figure out what was going on. Maybe a couple of minutes had passed, and Officer Schultz had showed up.
She was laying on the ground. Her husband was cradling her head. She was completely purple. When I rolled her over to check her pulse, there was no pulse, and her eyes were already glassy. I honestly thought she was dead. In fact, to me, she looked like someone who'd been deceased for a length of time. So I immediately started CPR for probably at least 3 minutes. MedStar showed up, and they jumped into action.
The patient was not breathing and didn't have a heartbeat at that point, which then we assessed the situation to get her out of the public view, to load her up onto our cot and get her to the ambulance.
We had to defibrillate her heart 3 or 4 times to get it back into a rhythm, and with doing that she was also able to regain her respiratory drive, and she was breathing on her own when we left.
We took the patient to Medical City Alliance, the closest appropriate facility with the Cath Lab.
We're a level 5 chest pain accredited hospital, which means that we take care of critically ill cardiac patients. Sharon Mize was a critically ill patient, and when she was stabilized, which means that she was not in a life-threatening situation, we brought her into our Cath Lab. So one of our expertise here is offering left heart catheterization, which means that we go in and look at the arteries that supply the heart with blood, and we look for blockages and causes of chest pain or cardiac events.
In the end, this was the seamless teamwork between Officer Schultz, paramedics Till and Uyghur, and the Cath Lab team at Medical City Alliance that allows us to celebrate Sharon's life today.
The encounter and the situation where we basically brought Sharon back to life, it's an amazing feeling.
I'm just glad I was there, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to help that family out.
Her and her family were just wonderful. They were open and loving, and they were so supportive of her, and they were just grateful for all the information and the help that they got here, and it was just a pleasure to take care of her.
Because of all the police officer, the paramedics, the doctors, I'm able to enjoy my family, my extended family.
I wouldn't have her if that wasn't for everybody, a group effort to save her life.